Enjoy the convenience of 7 days a week banking and extended hours with Cube from First Arkansas Bank and Trust. Member FDIC. Enjoy the convenience of 7 days a week banking and extended hours with Cube from First Arkansas Bank and Trust. Member FDIC. It's time for From the Short Grass with Trey Schaap, a golf podcast for those who love golf, struggle with golf, and just like to enjoy the outdoors and fellowship with friends, all while chasing a ball around trying to put it in a 4 1/4 inch diameter hole. From the Short Grass is brought to you by Blackman Auctions. For over 80 years, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions. And by Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels. We partner with you to deliver high-yield results by managing, developing, and investing in top-quality hospitality assets. And now, from the Short Grass, here is your host, Trey Schaap.
Welcome back to another edition of From the Short Grass. I am your host, Trey Schaap. Glad you are with us. A quick look at the 2022 FedEx Cup season standings. Hideki Matsuyama is in first place, followed by Taylor Gooch and Sunjae M. Sam Burns is in fourth. Cameron Smith fifth. Victor Hovland sixth. Hudson Swafford made the biggest move after last weekend's tournament, going from 123 all the way up to number 7 with the win at the American Express. Torrey Pines is this week, and it will be interesting to see who comes out on top in California. Blackman Auctions since 1938. Better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions. Check out their website for their next upcoming auction. We're back after this with Wyn Norwood.
With all the decisions you need to make about what to do in El Dorado, finding a place to stay is an easy one. The Haywood is uniquely positioned to make your stay one to treasure. Located in the historic Union Square district of El Dorado, the Haywood offers luxurious accommodations that feature contemporary, colorful rooms with high-quality bedding, comfortable baths with walk-in showers, and a spacious workspace with stylish plantation shutters that are unique additions to the stunning decor in a non-smoking environment. Make the Haywood your home away from home the next time you visit El Dorado.
This is Thomas Blackman with Blackman Auctions. Trey asked me to sponsor a show for another few months. Even though I don't like golf, I do like a show. I have no idea how he gets the awesome variety of guests on his show, but it is entertaining and informative even for a horrible golfer like myself. I'm learning a lot about the game and about the passion for playing. So much so, I've started using my country club for more than Sunday brunch. Trey makes golf interesting. I make auctions interesting. For auctions, listen to me. For golf, listen to Trey. Since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions.
On the tee, Wyn Norwood. Wyn Norwood, thanks for joining me on From the Short Grass. You're looking good. Retirement must be treating you well.
Well, I got a few ailments, but for my age, I'm still getting around.
And you're still able to play golf, a game you love.
Oh, yeah. I keep at it. I fight it like everybody.
Yeah. When did you first pick up a golf club?
The first time I actually picked up a golf club, I was probably about 15 years old, and I was visiting my cousins in Mariana, and they didn't care for golf, but my uncle did, and he took me out to play a couple of times, if you want to call it playing. That was it. But really, college is when I took it up.
And became one of the best amateurs in the state.
Well, it was a slow process to take place, I promise you.
What was that process like for you?
Well, I went to college to play football and spent 4.5 years at Arkansas Tech. And to this day, football is my favorite sport. I love it still. But after my first year of college, the athletic director at the time was John Tucker, who's probably one of the most famous figures at Arkansas Tech. He was the athletic director at the time, and he came over to the dorm and said, next spring you're going to play golf. We're starting a golf team. And I said, Coach, I don't even play golf. And he says, well, you know enough about the other sports, you'll figure it out.
Wow.
And that's really how I got started.
You were the longtime golf coach at Little Rock, UALR back in the day. It's Little Rock now. When did you decide that I want to make golf a career?
I don't know if I ever decided to make golf a career. I loved playing golf. I loved the competition of golf. Probably improved to the level to compete on at the level that I was able to compete at when I was in the service. After my last couple of years, I was stationed in San Diego and got some really good help from a teacher out there. And when I came back to Arkansas, I wanted to compete. So I did, and I was in the insurance business, which allowed me the opportunity. Really and truly, as far as getting into the coaching, that was sheer accident.
Really?
It was. ULR, I still call it ULR.
A lot of people do.
Yeah. They had dropped their golf program in, I believe it was 1985, 86, right in there, mid-'80s. I happened to be president of the State Golf Association at the time. I had no connection to ULR whatsoever. I did not go to school there. I played against them. They had a good golf program when I was in college. But I did sit down and write a letter to both the athletic director and the chancellor at the time, and just asking them to reconsider because of golf, the game in general, and what it carried after college, what it carried for the rest of your life. Didn't hear anything back, and obviously didn't make much of an impact because they went ahead, dropped the golf program, and there was a pretty good golfer on that team at the time by the name of Wes McNulty. And so anyway, I just continued, never gave it another thought. It was probably late 1990. I got a phone call at my office. Like I said, I was in the insurance business full time then. I got a call. It was the chancellor at UALR. He said, "We owe you an apology." He said, "You wrote us a letter." And he said, "You were right and we were wrong. Not only did we not do probably what was right and continue the program, but we never even responded to your letter." And I said, "Well, that's no hard feelings." And but he said they were going to start up a golf program again, and asked me if I'd help get it started because the athletic director, they had a new athletic director at the time, and he was not well versed in golf per se, and they just really wanted my opinions on some things to help get it started. When everything was all said and done and set up and ready to go, they said, "Well, how about coaching?" And I said, "No, that wasn't what I was. I had no intention to coach."
I was going to say, did you have any thought in the back of your mind that they were going to come to you after all of that and say, "Well, you're going to be the coach"?
Never even dreamed of it.
Wow.
And they were persistent, and they said, "Just give it a year." I gave it a year. That turned into 20 plus.
I was going to say a long time.
Yeah, it sure did. And but 20 great years. I enjoyed every minute of it.
Little Rock in golf, you have to have, when you have a program, you have to have great facilities, not only to practice, but to also play and hone the craft, if you will. Mm-hmm. You don't have a gym.
Nope.
Every course is different.
That's right.
So you're lucky in the fact that you have several courses around the city that would allow you to bring the team out, practice, and play.
Well, that was the very first thing I did, is when they asked me, I kind of outlined a plan. And my first plan was to go to each and every one of the golf courses in the community and get their support. And I did, and I got every one of them's support. There wasn't a private or public that backed down. It was actually easier to get the privates than it was the publics because of you don't have to go through the red tape that you would as much in a public facility. But as it turned out, people didn't realize what great golf courses we have here in Central Arkansas. To this day, there's still, we had the NCAA regional here, and they were blown away by Pleasant Valley. And I took a number of the coaches out to Chenal, and then they wanted to come play in our college tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, we've got the Alotian. Warren has been very accommodating to the university. It's a golf program out there, and it's been a great relationship. Started when I was there, but he's continued it. The Stevens family has been so much to this community and in so many different things, and sports being one of them, and certainly golf and their connection to golf all the way back to Augusta.
You were not a bad player yourself.
Well,
you've won several Players of the Year, amateur titles, and you're in several Halls of Fame. Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame, Arkansas State Golf Association Hall of Fame, Little Rock Athletic Hall of Fame, and the last time the Southern Amateur was in the state of Arkansas, the Southern Golf Association surprised you and inducted you into their Hall of Fame, which might be the toughest of all the ones that you're in to get in.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I mean, it's. I've been very fortunate. I don't know what to say in that respect, other than I'm speechless sometimes about the honors that I have received, and I was a good player as an amateur. I played in a lot of national championships. I earned it. I worked hard. I practiced. I did all the things. Played in a couple of professional tournaments as an amateur, and but what I got in given back to me is just beyond belief for me, and I'm very, very honored and very humbled by it.
So what are you doing now?
Well, I try to keep busy. I still play golf, play with the group of guys that I'm one of the oldest ones in the group, but I play out at Chenal Country Club. In the summer, I play about 3 days a week. I'll go out and chip and putt a little bit in the afternoons, some if I'm not playing, or even the days that I do play. So I love golf. I mean, there's no doubt I'm going to continue to always be involved with golf as long as health will allow me to. I had an insurance business. I never let my insurance license go. I have still be involved with that. I don't work hard at it by any stretch of the imagination, but a lot of old clients I still have. I do Medicare insurance to help take care of, when you turn 65, people start calling you and asking you questions about Medicare because they knew I was in the insurance business, might know some answers. So I went ahead and got my license to do that. So I stay involved with that. I try to keep as much involved with golf, especially college golf and major amateur tournaments. I served on the United States Golf Association committee as head of regional affairs for this area for 10 years. I finally gave that up. I still serve on the Southern Golf Association board, not in I try to not get in too big of a capacity. I just enjoy going to the events, and I officiate the events. Arkansas State Golf Association, I still serve on their board. Again, try to stay in the background as much as possible. More advisory stuff than anything. But through my continuous involvement there, I have become more involved in officiating. I do the SEC Golf Championship, have for the last 6 years, and been officiating there. I've done the Ohio Valley Conference, done the Sun Belt 1 year. I still do a number of the Western Amateur, the Southern Amateur. So I stay involved there. I worked camps for some of the colleges. The Air Force Academy had me out for about 6 summers after I retired, and my wife also went with me on some of those. And I've done clinics. I used to go to Venezuela before things turned politically sour down there, and so I was trying to stay involved as much as I can.
What did it mean to you to see Little Rock have the success that it did last spring and making it to the NCAA championships?
Well, I was tickled to death, but I saw it coming. Jake Harrington does a great job. Great job. He's very involved in recruiting. He does a great job of recruiting, and that's what it's all about. And he's got Patrick Sullivan helping him now, one of the best players ever played for me. Mm-hmm. Patrick is what I don't think I ever saw. I had a player that played for me that put in the effort of preparation that Patrick did, and now he's trying to show some of these young kids at ULR. And he's helped Jake a lot. I think he's really helped him in the management of their game as well as their golf swing. Jake's done a great job. I saw it coming. I told him a couple of years ago, I said, you've got the talent to win the conference and go a lot further than that. He did, and he'll continue to do it. I mean, he's got a level of players out there that they're world rank.
They are, and they're playing well. You have a nickname. Who gave it? Well, the one I'm thinking of, I hear Mr. Fox say it a lot.
Oh, Poofer. Everybody calls me Poofer on the golf links.
Where did you get it, and how did it come about?
Well, I was never known for my length. It's funny now that I'm at almost 77 years of age. I actually hit it further in relationship to the guys now that I used to play with. So I'm one of the longer players now, but it's because I guess I'm a little maintain my health. No, back then I was better known for my short game than I was my ball striking. But Poofer was because I just kind of poofed it out there.
Okay.
And I think Steve McElhannon hung the name on me, and it stuck. That was my name for just about all of my career in Arkansas of golf.
Best golf course you've ever played. You've traveled the world.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate. I have played. It's always been since the first time I ever played it, and it's never changed. Pine Valley in Clementon, New Jersey, and it's just special. I've been able to. I got invited to play in the Crump Cup up there a number of years back when I was competing on a national level, and it's just not only a great golf course, a great atmosphere, mm-hmm. and it's the best that I've ever played.
Fantasy foursome, living or has passed on? Who would be in your fantasy foursome?
Oh gosh, I've been asked that question a lot, and it's I'd almost have to have a fantasy 40th. 40. I mean, there's so many people. My favorite golfer of all time was Arnold Palmer, mm-hmm. and I did get to play with Arnold. We had the Southern a couple of times at Bay Hill, and in fact, the very first time, the first meeting I ever went to with the Southern Golf Association was at Bay Hill, and that's a chance I got to play with him, and that was just, I was on cloud nine the whole time, never came down.
I bet.
And I love playing golf with my son. I got so many friends that I got a guy that I played with in the military whose son played the tour, became a great player. Mike Riley was my friend, and Chris Riley was his son.
Mm-hmm.
Mike and I became very close. Mike probably helped me as much in golf as anybody. I played on the same team with him in the service, and I played with him over a year and never beat him once. He was a fantastic player.
Wow.
And but he helped me really improve my game. Oh gosh, I enjoy playing with Kim Backus. Nobody else does. But I played a lot with him. There's guys I used to play with that don't play golf. Some of them aren't even around anymore. I always enjoyed playing with Ed Harris. He made me calm down and just watch him swing.
Mm-hmm.
He was he was just, he had the swing of Ernie Els. That's who I would compare him to. And it would calm you down, have a calming effect to me to play with him. He was good. He was hard to beat.
Right.
I love playing with Ron Richard. He was the best player in my era.
From Fort Smith.
Still, yeah. Ron was, he was so competitive. I mean, he always wore his little Ben Hogan hat and the whole thing. And
he'd go out there and kick your butt, too.
He was good.
Yeah.
He was really good. And when I beat Ron, I felt like I really did something good. There's nobody more enjoyable to play with than Lewis Lee. Lewis Lee is a gentleman's gentleman, and the swing, it's just, if you want to see a great swing, just watch Lewis Lee. People used to ask me, they'd say, "You've played with Stan Lee and Lewis Lee, two of the greatest players in Arkansas." And what's the difference? And why did Stan make it on the tour and Lewis didn't? And I said, well, if you watch their swings, you'd think Lewis would be the one to make it, and Stan would be the one that would be struggling. The way I answered that question, if you're playing Stan and it's match play, and he's got you 8 down at the turn, he wants to beat you 10 and 8 is what he wants to beat you.
Yes, he does.
If Lewis has you 1 down going into 18, he just wants to beat you 1 down, and let's go in and sit down and have a drink and really talk about it and have a good time. Stan was great when the match was over, but he was going to kill you on the course and wanted to stomp
him to
you.
a T.
And Lewis just wanted to be your friend. And he wanted to beat you, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, but he was that way. But I think back of who I got to play with that are now really good players. One summer I got paired 3 tournaments in a row with Davis Love III.
Oh, wow.
And, what are you? Yeah. He was young. He was in college.
Yeah, became a Ryder Cup captain.
Oh, he was one of the nicest guys in the world to play with, enjoyable. But Arkansas's got so many good players that there's more than just John Daly and Ken Duke. It goes R.H. Sykes. I remember R.H. He was ahead of my time, but he was great. Miller Barber, great player.
Mm-hmm.
But I did get to play with him or know him enough to really get some good advice.
Coach, thanks so much.
I thank you for having me.
Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, one of our great sponsors of From the Shortgrass. If you're going up to Northwest Arkansas for a Razorback baseball game this spring, stay at the Staybridge right across the street from Baum-Walker Stadium. They are one of the fine hotels in the Beechwood Pinnacle Hotel Group. We're back after this.
This is Thomas Blackman of Blackman Auctions. Trey asked me to sponsor a show for another few months. Even though I don't like golf, I do like a show. I have no idea how he gets the awesome variety of guests on his show, but it is entertaining and informative even for a horrible golfer like myself. I'm learning a lot about the game and about the passion for playing. So much so, I've started using my country club for more than Sunday brunch. Trey makes golf interesting. I make auctions interesting. For auctions, listen to me. For golf, listen to Trey. Since 1938, Better Auctions or Blackman Auctions.
With all the decisions you need to make about what to do in El Dorado, finding a place to stay is an easy one. The Haywood is uniquely positioned to make your stay one to treasure. Located in the historic Union Square district of El Dorado, the Haywood offers luxurious accommodations that feature contemporary, colorful rooms with high-quality bedding, comfortable baths with walk-in showers, and a spacious workspace with stylish plantation shutters that are unique additions to the stunning decor in a non-smoking environment. Make the Haywood your home away from home the next time you visit El Dorado.
On the tee with our weekly rules segment, Adam Carney.
Adam, this comes in to fromtheshortgrass@gmail.com from William over in Lone Oak. He asks, in match play, when can opponent concede a hole?
Easy. Anytime.
Anytime.
You can concede it at any time. Let's say you and I are playing a match and we're playing and I'm down to one golf ball.
Mm-hmm.
And we come to the 17th hole and I'm 2 up. I'm like, all right, I got one golf ball here, and
you got to hit it over this water.
I got to hit it over the water. There's water left. If I lose this golf ball, I'm in trouble. And I'd say, hey, Trey, I'm just going to concede this hole. Let's go to 18. I'm going to go to 18, 1 up. That's perfectly fine under the rules of golf. What you can't do is a match decide to have a hole because neither one of you want to play the hole.
A difficult hole. Neither one
Correct.
of us want to try and see what we do on this one.
Right. So at any time I can concede a hole. So, we can finish a hole and we're walking to the next one. I'm like, hey, you know what? I just don't, for whatever reason, I don't want to play this hole. I'm just going to give him this hole. You can do that.
Now, what about you're down to one golf ball?
Mm-hmm.
If we're both playing the same ball and the one ball rule is in effect,
mm-hmm.
if you tell me, hey, I'm going to concede this hole and let's go to the next because I only have one ball left,
mm-hmm.
what if I say, well, I don't want you to. Here's a ball, so now you have 2.
That's really nice of you.
I know.
But the problem is I've already
conceded
the hole, and a concession cannot be rescinded or withdrawn. If I said to you, I got one golf ball left, and we got 2 holes to play, and you said, hey, I'm playing a Titleist Pro V1X golf ball, same as you. Here's an extra ball. Cool. Not a problem.
No issue.
No issue at all. If I say, well, hey, I'm going to concede this hole because I'm down to one ball and I don't want to hit it in the water and match is over because I think I can still beat you on 18, 1 up. And you say, hey, no, don't do that. We're playing the same ball. Here's a couple Pro V1Xs here. Got plenty of them. Doesn't matter. I've already made a statement that says I'm going to concede this hole. So I've conceded it. And you can't, as my opponent, say, hey, I don't accept your concession and I can't rescind or withdraw it because I've already made it. Same thing would hold true on a stroke. Once I concede it, let's say you hit a shot up there by the hole and it stops, a foot from the hole, or at least I think it stopped a foot from the hole. And I say, that's good. And all of a sudden, well, maybe it hasn't stopped and it just starts rolling down the hill and rolls off the front of the green. I've already conceded it. So under those circumstances, a concession can't be rescinded or withdrawn.
And we've also seen, too, where in match play sometimes, and they kind of got a player from the state of Arkansas where she hits a putt, and it's very, very close, but then she goes to draw it back. She thought that it had already been conceded, and it was not conceded, that stroke.
So that was U.S. Junior Am, Elizabeth Moon, I believe.
Yes.
Semifinal?
I believe so.
Tough situation. She assumed under the circumstances, and she missed a short putt, assumed either that the next one was good or that maybe she'd lost a hole and it didn't matter. I'm not exactly sure. Obviously, it was not. The putt that was left was to have the hole. I remember back in the old decisions book, there was like almost 3 pages on what constituted a concession, right? What's the actual verbiage that
is
would
it a
constitute?
thumbs up, or is it hey, come on, we're going to the next hole? What is it?
Thumbs up, I don't think you could say that's a concession. I think you say, yeah, let's go, and we're going to the next hole. Yeah, I think that could fairly be
the best thing to say is, that's good, or pick it up.
Pick it up. Yeah. Or, if the putt was for 4, and you say, nice, that's good for whatever.
How come I never heard that from you?
Well, because I've seen you putt.
He's Adam Carney. He might not be doing this much longer. But if you have a question on the rules of golf, no, he will. Thank goodness. Email us from theshortgrass@gmail.com.
Remember to always fix your ball mark on the green and a couple of more, and I hope to see you next time from the Short Grass.
You've been listening to From the Short Grass, a weekly podcast dedicated to the game of golf. This has been a presentation of the Buzz Radio Network.